In part one, we witnessed the rise of ancient Greece, from early city-states to the birth of democracy and the militarism of Sparta. Now, we turn to a new chapter of war and wonder, of glory and tragedy. This is the age of empires, philosophers, and heroes. In the early 5th century BCE, the Greek city-states faced a colossal threat from the east, the mighty Persian Empire. The conflict began in 490 BCE, when King Darius I of Persia launched an invasion of Greece. The Athenians met the Persian army at the Battle of Marathon, and against all odds, they won. A decade later, Darius' son Xerxes launched a much larger invasion. In 480 BCE, a small band of Spartans, led by King Leonidas, made a legendary stand at the Battle of Thermopylae. Though they were ultimately defeated, their sacrifice inspired the Greek states to unite. At the Battle of Salamis, the Athenian navy crushed the Persian fleet. Finally, at Plataea in 479 BCE, the Greeks achieved total victory. The Persian Wars proved that a free people, though divided, could unite in the face of tyranny. Victory over Persia ushered in the golden age of Athens. Under the leadership of Pericles, Athens flourished culturally, politically, and artistically. The Parthenon, a temple to the goddess Athena, was built on the Acropolis, symbolizing the power and beauty of the city. In the theaters of Athens, playwrights like Sophocles, Euripides, and Aeschylus explored themes of fate, justice, and human nature. In the agora, or marketplace, ideas flowed freely. Democracy reached its peak, allowing citizens to debate and vote on every major decision. No civilization before or since has produced a trio of thinkers as influential as Socrates, Plato, and Aristotle. Socrates questioned everything. Through dialogue and debate, he challenged Athenians to examine their lives and seek truth. Socrates left no writings, but his student Plato preserved his teachings. Socrates was eventually sentenced to death, accused of corrupting the youth and disrespecting the gods. Plato, in turn, founded the Academy, the first institution of higher learning in the Western world. Plato's writings explored justice, ideal governments, and the nature of reality. Aristotle, Plato's student, became a polymath, writing on logic, ethics, politics, science, and art. His work laid the foundation for centuries of Western thought. Through these philosophers, Greece gave the world a tradition of reason, inquiry, and debate. But as Athens grew more powerful, jealousy and fear spread through the other city-states, especially Sparta. In 431 BCE, war erupted between the Delian League, led by Athens, and the Peloponnesian League, led by Sparta. This conflict, known as the Peloponnesian War, would last for nearly 3 decades. It was a brutal, exhausting war, a civil war among Greeks themselves. Athens suffered from a devastating plague and military defeats. Eventually, in 404 BCE, the city surrendered to Sparta. Its empire collapsed. The war weakened all of Greece, leaving the city-states divided and vulnerable. While the southern city-states weakened, a new power rose in the north, Macedon. Under King Philip II, the Macedonians reorganized their army and adopted Greek military tactics. In 338 BCE, at the Battle of Chaeronea, Philip defeated the combined forces of Athens and Thebes. Greece was now under Macedonian control, united for the first time under one ruler. But Philip's ambitions were cut short. He was assassinated in 336 BCE. His son, a 20-year-old warrior and student of Aristotle, would take his place and change history forever. Alexander the Great inherited his father's kingdom and his dream of conquering Persia. In just over a decade, Alexander led his army across Asia Minor, Egypt, Persia, and even into India. He never lost a battle. At Issus, Gaugamela, and the Hydaspes River, he proved himself a tactical genius. He founded over 20 cities, the most famous being Alexandria in Egypt, a future center of learning and culture. He sought to unite East and West, encouraging intermarriage and blending Greek and Persian customs. But in 323 BCE, at the age of 32, Alexander died in Babylon. His empire was vast, but fragile, and soon divided among his generals. After Alexander's death, his generals carved the empire into kingdoms: the Seleucid Empire, Ptolemaic Egypt, and the Antigonid dynasty in Macedon. This was the start of the Hellenistic Age, a period where Greek culture spread across 3 continents. Greek became the language of science, art, and diplomacy. Cities like Alexandria became centers of knowledge, home to the famous Library of Alexandria. Mathematicians like Euclid and Archimedes made groundbreaking discoveries. Physicians like Hippocrates laid the foundations of medicine. Though political power shifted, the spirit of Greek thought lived on. The Roman Empire would later conquer Greece, but in truth, it was Greece that conquered Rome. Culturally, Roman law, architecture, and education were built upon Greek models. During the Renaissance, Europeans rediscovered Greek texts, sparking a revival in science, philosophy, and the arts. Today, the influence of Greece is everywhere, in our democratic institutions, scientific methods, artistic ideals, and moral debates. From the myths of Homer to the teachings of Socrates, from the victories of Marathon to the conquests of Alexander, Greek civilization stands as one of the greatest foundations of our modern world. Its light still shines, a beacon of human potential, curiosity, and courage. Though centuries have passed, the stones of Greece still speak. They remind us of a time when reason, bravery, and imagination shaped the fate of nations. This was not just a civilization, it was the beginning of an idea. The idea that through knowledge and freedom, humanity can reach greatness. This was Greece,